What you are looking at here is my screen for ERPNext version 16, and what I want to show you today is how to manage warranties in ERPNext. Now, this is not version 16 specific. It can also be used in other versions because this didn't really change as much. So you need a number of things for you to manage warranties here. The first thing, of course, is the item, and the only thing you need to note when you are having this item, for example, let's go to the list of items, is that you will need to enable the serial number in the item. So warranties are normally tracked within in ERPNext using the serial numbers. And then the other thing that we need to put in there is only the warranty period. Then let me show you that. For example, let's create an item called iPhone 17. It is just a sample item, right? So iPhone 17, and say the item group is maybe products, and then we can open this in full form. And then in full form, what we need to do is come to inventory here. You can see there are multiple tabs, so we need to go into the inventory tab, and down here you can see serial numbers and batches. And when you open that, we are not so much interested in the batches, we are interested in these serial numbers. Batching are for the things that you really would like to sell in batches, so today we are focusing here. And what we need to do here is put a number series. So we can say, for example, iPhone, so we can do I and P, and then we can do dot and maybe 5 hashes. So what this is going to do is that it's going to have IP and then 00001, 00002 all the way. So this is just a kind of a unique way of naming this batch. And then the other thing, if you scroll just a bit up here, you'll see that we have warranty period in days. So how many days of warranty do you want to give anybody who buys your iPhone? Say for example, it's 1 year. So we can do 365. That becomes 1 year. You can change that to 300, 400, 1000. It's up to you, depending on what you're selling. So we go ahead and save that. That's all we need to do in the item. After we have the item ready, we will need to buy it. And when we buy, we can just go ahead and, of course, we can go through the buying process from purchase order all the way. But I want us to go straight to purchase receipt, because today we are focusing on only the warranties. So we go ahead and create a purchase receipt here. We can say we are picking from whoever supplier. We can pick this one. This is just an example again. And then we come here and now say that we are receiving our iPhone 17. This does not want to pick that. iPhone 17, there you go. And then here we just need to put how many are we receiving, say maybe 10. And here we need to put a rate. How many, what is the amount that we're using to buy this? Maybe it's around 130,000. And that's all. That's going to go into the store's warehouse. That's all we need to do here. Then we save it. Once we save and submit, this purchase receipt is going to create something that we call serial numbers. And where can you see that? You can just type here serial number. Serial number. So we can go to serial number and serial and batch number bundle list. And when you open, no, I did not want bundles. I wanted serial. Let me do again serial number. Serial number list, there you go. Serial number is written as NO, and you can see that all our iPhones, you can see all the way starting from iPhone. So the IP that we put, you remember that IP we did, and then a dot and hash has 5 hashes. This is what created this. So we have all the way from 0001 all the way to 10, the 10 iPhones that we received. So each of them has a unique serial number. So we have this one in the system now. And when you open, for example, if we open this one, that is the serial number, you notice that down here we have this, we have the status is active, we have the item is iPhone 17, and we have the posting date as today. So there is nothing else that we have here. We are going to come back here when we do a sale, and you are going to see a difference. So then after you have that, you have set up an item. Remember, that's something that you do once. The second thing you do is to receive that stock in the system, and then you can go ahead and do a sale. So when we sell again, we can do a sales invoice, but again I want us to go straight and do a delivery note. So we go straight and do a delivery note, but this is also going to be triggered by even a sales invoice. All right, so we go here, we pick our customer, we can pick this one, and then we come down here and pick the item that we are selling. We are going to say it's iPhone 17. We are selling one of them. We are selling it because we bought at 130, we can sell it at 170,000, and there you go. Oh my goodness, that's 1.7 million, 170,000. Then you can open this in that pencil button so that you can specify the batch that you are selling. All right, or you can leave it blank to pick the next batch. But normally when customers come in the shop, they will pick a specific phone, right? So you can go ahead and pick put the serial number here, the serial number that you are selling. So for example, let's go here and see. Let me see whether I can actually remember. Say the customer has come and they are picking the third one. So we are going to do IP and 1 2 3 4 and 3. Oh, and 3. So this is the serial number 3 that they have picked, that specific customer. Then we go ahead and save this, and then we submit it. There you go. Let's just confirm what has happened to our serial. So we can go here, you can see serial number batch has been picked, and the serial number that we put, IP00003, is persisted there. So now if we go back, remember this is a delivery note. If we go back to the serial number, serial NO, so serial is as an L at the end, not N. Serial number, you see this one says delivered, it's the third one. So this is the one that we put there. So that's one that I'm explaining, that they may not follow from 1 all the way to 10. A customer will come and pick a specific phone. Now when you open this, you see that a number of things have been added. One, now this serial number has a customer, and now there is warranty expiry time, which is on 10th of June 2027. That's going to be 365 days from today, and you can see that the warranty period has been populated there. So now this phone is being tracked under warranty. Let's say for example this customer now brings a claim later. What you do, are going to create what we call a warranty claim. Warranty claim, and then when you pick warranty claim, you are going to, let me go here, and we put the customer. Was it this one or was it this? I don't remember. Let's go with that, and then we pick the iPhone number 3, this one. When you do that, the system is going to pick for you what you are seeing here, warranty expiry time. So you will see here immediately if this item is still under warranty or it is outside warranty. So if this one is still not, if the date here for example is in the if the date here is still in the future, for example you can see this one is 10th of June next year, which is 2027, then this item is still under warranty, and you can go ahead and say it's still under warranty, and then you save it. I forgot to put an issue. We can say this is the issue with my iPhone 17. So you describe the issue that the customer has said is with the phone there, and then you go ahead and save. When you save, then when that thing is resolved, you're going to come here and put a resolution date, who resolved it, and then here the resolution details. And that is it. You will have sorted that, and that is the complete workflow. And thank you so much for watching.